Many of us have likely heard the statement that love conquers all. But what about when a loved one dies? Well, here to tell us about her remarkable personal story is Irene Weinberg, the author of They Serve Bagels in Heaven. Please share with us your story that's so poignant and so powerful.
Well, I guess I could begin by saying that I was never one to believe in spirituality or New Age. I thought it was New Age nonsense or anything about this. And I got a real wake-up call in 1997 when my husband died next to me in a car accident. Not being a believer, 2 months before this accident, I was in my kitchen washing a dish, and I suddenly got a very strong thought that went all through me, and it said, Saul has to go. Many lessons will be learned by his death. And I thought, what am I thinking?
I have a chill right now.
Yeah. It was horrible, and I put it out of my mind. 2 months later, found me on the New York State Thruway coming home from a ski weekend with him. I felt the car go into a huge swerve, and I looked over at him, and he was sound asleep at the wheel. And I called out to him, and I said, Saul, and he woke up, saw what was happening, and went to pull our SUV out of the swerve. And as he did, we rose up into the air for 4 flips. And we rose up to the air at the top of the first flip, which had to be easily 10 feet up in the air. I got a second strong thought, and it said, he's not going to make it. You are. And when they pulled me out of the car, a voice came into my head and said to me, be loving and kind to everyone as they laid me on the side of the road. In addition to that, about 6 weeks after Saul died, I got a call from my dry cleaner, and you can see I'm a very friendly person, and he said to me, Irene, you seem very open-minded, and I want to tell you that my son died of a drug overdose, and we've been to see mediums, and they really can communicate with the other side. One thing led me to another, and I had this, through him, this most amazing reading with John Edward, who gave me proof beyond a doubt that Saul was on the other side. I was like, oh my God, we do go on, oh my God. And one thing led to another from there, and I found myself meeting a woman who was able to literally channel Saul from the other side. And I started asking him questions. One of the things I have to tell you, besides the questions that I asked him, I found out about past lives and what heaven does about evil and soulmates and all kinds of amazing cosmic wisdom. But in addition to that, the solace and comfort to know that my husband is on the other side and that our loved ones are all there waiting for us. And it is not that we are going to see them again, and that we are here for our adventure, our journey here on the planet, the lessons that we have to learn. It's changed, Jen, it's changed my whole attitude towards life.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing that came to mind, I'm curious to know. So before the accident and before you had that kind of insight into what might happen, did you and Saul ever have any conversations kind of about spirituality or about when someone died, what would happen? Like what was the conversations that were happening between the two of you then? What was his belief?
We were very traditional Jewish people. So we went to temple, we did all of the things that you're supposed to do. You would go to visit a grave, you would put a stone on the grave, which is our tradition. But we thought that it was hooey. I had a sister-in-law who was spiritual, and we weren't talking to her when he died because we thought that she was crazy. And 2 weeks after he died, he came to her, and she said, Saul, why are you here? We weren't talking when you died. He said, because I thought you were crazy, but you're not. And I'm on the other side, and you're the only one who's open. And he gave her messages about the business and messages about the kids that were right on. And when I first communicated with him through John Edward, she was the only person I knew who I could call. And she said, thank God, because I can finally give you this message.
Oh.
So believe in it at all, at
Yeah.
all. And he's told me from the other side that as I grow, he's growing on the other side.
Wow.
Continue
Oh.
to learn and grow through all of what I'm doing, and he's having his own experience there.
Wow. Incredible.
He told me that in heaven they create a visual that comforts you and welcomes you home before you acclimate to the more universal picture of what the source is about. The reason I wrote the book is because it's given so many people solace and comfort. Many
Mm-hmm.
people are just curious, so they buy the book. Other people who are grieving have told me it's been an unbelievable resource for them. And also, it's funny. And there are also a couple of racy love scenes in it. So just
It's got it all. It's
it's
got it all. Oh my goodness. If there was a message today for other people to hear from your heart, what would it be?
well, it's so interesting because yesterday in my building there was a man in my elevator, and he asked me about my book, and he said I have to read it because I'm getting worried about the fact that I'm getting older, and I've always been a devout Catholic, but I'm really not sure if there's more. And I said to him, yes, there is, and I have to say that for me, the main message is that it is not over when it's over. And it is such a comfort. My biggest lesson has been that I'm no longer afraid of dying, but I am intensely passionate about the quality of my life and what I do about my life and my relationships and my journey while I'm here.
Mm, really transformative work. Yes, so much. And tell people, how would they contact you and also find out more about your book?
They can get onto my site, which you cannot forget the name. They serve bagels in heaven.
That's right.
Can get onto my site, and through there it will guide them to Amazon or Barnes and Noble,
Yeah.
and they can read about some of my blog interviews, and they can read about my journey and what's been going on. There's even a YouTube video on the site, and join me and have fun and learn with me as we go through this journey.
Yeah. Oh, Irene, thank you. Really, really beautiful. And I invite if you're watching this video, please do reach out to Irene. I've met her personally, and she is such a beautiful soul, a shining, shining star on this earth. So Irene, thank you. And also thank you to Saul.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.